Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to Outdoor and Door Texan. Today I'm going to show y'all my recipe for Jalapeno Honey BBQ Sauce. This is a super simple recipe that'll give you some great sweet heat to slather on your barbecue, and it takes practically no time at all to make. So grab a small to medium-sized sauce pot and let's get to cooking. Set your range to medium-low heat and then toss in a dash of oil before we start adding ingredients. Now add 2 to 4 diced jalapenos. The amount of peppers you use is of course depending on how much heat you like. Also, a big factor of spiciness in jalapeno peppers is the white veins and seeds. So if you're looking for something more mild while still retaining that jalapeno flavor, make sure to remove all of that. After the peppers, toss in half of a small diced white onion and let that sweat it out for a couple minutes with a little stirring here and there. Once the onion has started to turn translucent, toss in 2 to 3 cloves of minced garlic and let everything cook for about 2 minutes. Once your kitchen is filled up with that wonderful smell of toasted garlic, toss in 1 cup of ketchup. Now, a lot of hardcore barbecue dudes out there will turn their nose up to using ketchup and opt for tomato paste plus water. But, like I said, this is an easy recipe, and ketchup makes for a great base in the sauce thanks to its natural or probably unnatural sweetness. After the ketchup, add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, which will give the sauce a great little zip of acid. Add a 1/4 cup of honey, which will help with the sweetness, and it's in the name, so you knew this was coming at some point. Then add a 1/2 cup of brown sugar to really kick up the sweetness. Now to round things out, start with 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And then add our dry spices, starting with 1 teaspoon cayenne, 1 tablespoon smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, and 1 teaspoon of cracked pepper. Now stir thoroughly and bring that pot up to a constant low simmer. Let that pot bubble for about 10 minutes and make sure to stir the sauce every couple of minutes so none of the sugar settles to the bottom and burns. If you burn the sugar in this sauce, you'll immediately know it by taste and you'll also immediately want to throw it out. So definitely keep an eye on it. After 10 minutes of simmering, taste the sauce and take a moment to make sure it has everything you're looking for in flavor. Now would be the time to tweak. A word to the wise though, the flavors of this sauce will round out a bit further once it's cooled down. I noticed the sweetness wasn't very pronounced immediately after it came off the stove, but after it settled in the fridge and cooled down a bit, it really popped with that brown sugar and honey sweetness. So mainly focus on the big things. Make sure it has enough salt, make sure you like the level of acid from the apple cider vinegar, and make sure that it has just enough jalapeno pop that you're looking for, knowing that sweetness is going to pop up a good deal more once it's cooled down. After simmering, cut the heat and let's get this sauce in a jar for long-term storage. I'm using a mason jar because I usually have these on hand, but any container laying around that typically holds liquid should work fine. This recipe yields about 16 ounces, so a 16-ounce mason jar, which is half the size of the one I'm using, will make for a perfectly full jar of barbecue sauce. Tasting this sauce on its own, there's plenty of sweet starting out thanks to all the honey and brown sugar we used, and then depending on how many peppers you added, there's definitely a snap of jalapeno that follows up. Finally, there's just a little tang of vinegar from the apple cider vinegar we added to round things out. This is a great all-around barbecue sauce that takes maybe 20 minutes to throw together in a pinch. It is well worth giving it a try. That'll do it for this one, and thank y'all so much for watching. If you have any questions or tips of your own to add, please feel free to leave a comment below. I always try to make myself available to my viewers, and I'll be happy to tackle whatever comments pop up. If you're new to the channel, I would greatly appreciate if you considered subscribing to my channel for more great content to come. All right, y'all, take care.